Greetings, classmates. I built the presentation for this week's assignment as a scenario base, presenting for the Klamath County Historical Society on the topic of secular education materials in the early 19th century. The materials discussed in the presentation were used in Massachusetts in 1818. I wasn't able to find any materials in America's Historical Imprints database specific to the Pacific Northwest, so I chose Massachusetts. My process for non-curricular or special presentations is pretty simple and straightforward. The process starts by asking the organizer what the topic is, if there's a special goal or focus for the presentation, or if it's just a general introduction to the topic. Next, I want to know what they can tell me about the demographics of the audience. The more they can tell me about the audience, the better. If there's a specific focus or a specific audience, it will change the presentation. Over the years, I've developed at least 5 different introduction to amateur radio presentations that all pretty much cover the same data. They're just presented with a different focus for each group. Scouts will have a different focus from preppers, from church groups, from community groups, etc. Each has a different focus and a different reason for wanting a presentation. Therefore, they each get a different presentation. In the case of this presentation, Secular Education Materials in the Early 19th Century, secular is a relative term. The common reader, with topics like moral selections, religious selections, and selections from Scripture, it's pretty clear, at least in Massachusetts in 1818, Christian worldview is a common worldview in education. In Murray's English Grammar, the selected word list under etymology includes abbot, cantor, deacon, priest, and prophet, indicating a similar worldview. And Perry's New Pronouncing Spelling Book, this is an odd title, includes, among other things, Christian readings and the Lord's Prayer. In the scenario for this assignment, presentation was requested as a response to a recent article in the Historical Society's journal, The Trumpeter, based on religion in education. As I become more involved in the Historical Society and museum operations, I get asked more frequently if I can present at events or write for local journals to fill in specific topical gaps. In fact, just this Monday, I was asked to do a presentation on the history of law enforcement in Klamath County for the Historical Society's June meeting. Now, since there's no existing material on the topic, I've started an original research project. The presentation will likely end up as being on the state of the ongoing research, but I should get several products out of this research. At least another presentation, probably a journal article or two, and most likely an exhibit at the museum that will help balance the existing firefighting exhibit. Thank you very much for your time.